a betting fan, and there's some odds to look at this weekend involving our Cardinals. Couple additions to the practice squad, couple big talking points to talk about. Of course, the defense this weekend. We're going to get right to it. Welcome back to Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Law. Hit that sub, hit that bell, send that like, and let's get right to it. So something I saw today, and I normally don't look at this kind of thing, right? I'm not one to really care about odds, ever. Especially when it comes to the Cardinals, since we see how that goes every time they get our hopes up and everything. But our Cardinals are minus 6.5 favorites with the Saints this weekend in New Orleans. Now, Vegas seems to think that they like our Redbirds this weekend to win on enemy territory of all things. It's the first time we've been favored to win a season opening game since 2016, which I believe was a home game against the New England Patriots. We lost 23-21. So again, those odds again, I do not care. I don't pay attention. So this is something I stumbled into this weekend, of course. But you know, yeah, since 2016, that's a long time. And on the road, favorites to open the season, not since 2010, when the Cardinals were a -3 favorite over the St. Louis Rams. The St. Louis Rams, folks. When's the last time you heard that phrase, St. Louis Rams? Forever ago. You remember Jeff Fisher? You guys remember that he got fired? I can't remember if it was with the Titans or the Rams when he got fired and he was on Hard Knocks. And he comes in and tells the whole team. I want to say it was Titans, actually, now that I think about it. But still, Jeff Fisher was a wild head coach. If you guys want to look at the weirdest, like one of the weirder stories in head coaching history, Jeff Fisher. Just seemed like he didn't like anybody. It was weird. But anyway, we won that game 17-13 for as awesome as that is. Anyway, our quarterback that game, Derek Anderson. Steve Preston caught 7 balls for 132 yards. Fitz caught 3 for 43 and a touchdown. And Tim Hightower was our running back. Tim Hightower. First of all, Tim Hightower was solid, right? But he wasn't an Edgerrin James, right? He wasn't even a James Conner or even, good, but not like dynamic or anything like that. Just a hard nose right down the middle, running back. Hell, he wasn't even David Johnson, but still, man, that was a long time ago. It's crazy. I actually used to play basketball with Steve Preston here in Phoenix, and he liked to talk a lot of smack. I'll say that much. But he was a cool guy, super athletic, and of course, I'm not surprised he got 132 yards. Certainly not against the Rams, but is what it is. Now, why are we favored this Sunday? Pretty simple. Our defense has improved this offseason, seemingly stacked at this point. Our offense is expected to perform well, but most of all, the Saints are bad. They're bad. They have a brand new head coach and first-time head coach, in fact, in Kellen Moore. Their starter, Spencer Rattler. That's honestly, I should only have to say that, Spencer Rattler, who's 0-6 in his NFL career as a starter. Let's make sure we live up to the odds, man. I would hate to lose to these guys, especially off the odds, off the hype, and off the fact that, again, the Saints are bad. Like, they're bad, right? Like, Cardinals aren't awesome yet. They could be, right? Who knows about the season? But the Saints are bad, all right? So please, for the love of God and the football gods, don't screw this up, guys. All right, couple moves here made on the practice squad. Gone from the practice squad is lineman Roy. Sorry, boss, I can't say it. I can't. I don't even know how to tell you. But and actually, I'm not mad because now I don't have to say that again. But in comes linebacker Jared Bartlett from the Packers and defensive lineman Denzel Dixon, who actually the Cardinals got an international player exemption to get, so we didn't have to cut anybody. Bartlett came into the league as an undrafted free agent. With the Jets this year and then the Packers. So he was Jets and Packers training camp this year. And he played his college ball at Cincinnati in West Virginia, right? Playing 61 games. He had 204 tackles, 107 of those were solos, 21 and a half sacks, 32.5 tackles for a loss, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. Again, hardworking dude. He's one of those guys that could be a depth piece on this team should someone get injured. Now, Dixon's from the Bahamas, spent 2024 with the Cowboys practice squad before coming into the league, having played at Illinois, starting out in Ohio. Not a lot coming from him, but again, nice to get him without having to drop anybody. It's pretty solid. All right, let's talk about that defense. That defense against New Orleans this weekend. They're set to perform, man. They're set to perform against the Saints for sure. I said earlier, that's the reason why I believe we're the favorites this Sunday. The Saints just aren't ready. They're in the middle of a massive rebuild. Sorry, New Orleans. Drew Brees is not walking through that door, okay? And neither is Ricky Williams. Nobody helpful is walking through that door, right now. And their best weapon remains Alvin Kamara, who, argue with the wall if you want to, but he's been regressing quite a bit since his best seasons are way behind him. Age, wear, and tear, of course, and all that, but, that's all they have at this point is him. Now, I've been talking this to death, but the addition of Josh Sweat, the return of Calais Campbell, Darius Robinson being healthy, Dalvin Tomlinson entering the picture, drafting Jordan Burch and Will Johnson. Like, yeah, okay, we got Walter Nolan too, right? But he's out for the first 4 games with that calf injury. Our pass rush should still be very good, but even better against his weak Saints offensive and offensive line. Zaven Collins too, man. He's a threat in the interior, and while I don't think he'll be with us long term, he's still a pretty damn good weapon on this defense the way it's structured. So, and of course, Will Johnson will get tested early, but again, I just don't see Rattler doing much against his defense. So, hey, Rattler, test him how you want to, bro. Okay, there's nobody there that's gonna make him look terrible. If Will Johnson looks bad, it's because it's rookie stuff. It is what it is. All right. Hot take of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Quarterback, most important position on the field. Agreed? I think so. Right? The quarterback is your leader. He's most of the time the engine of the offense and has to be the brains working before the ball is snapped. Protections, read the defense, find your openings, find whatever you need to do, check down if you have to, whatever it is, right? And that's what the Cardinals need with Kyler Murray. Definitely, right? They he has to be, okay, quarterback has to be an extension of the head coach. He has to be that coach on the field. In basketball, my favorite examples of that were Steve Nash and Chris Paul, right? Those guys were extensions of the head coaches on the floor. More Steve than Chris, but still. In football, it's Tom Brady. But Tom Brady, he would run what Bill wanted and throw his thoughts into it. Peyton Manning, the same thing. But it's damn sure not what New Orleans has in Spencer Rattler. Now, why do I bring this up? Well, I'll talk about quarterbacks around the league, right? How in the hell are fans and analysts constantly going on social media, going at Shedeur Sanders, when guys like Spencer Rattler have a job in this league? That makes zero sense. It's like if the fans don't like your personality or your father, Shedeur, or your father in Shedeur's case, suddenly you can't play ball? Like, really? I mean, look, there's a video of Spencer Rattler out there in high school, okay? And he was blaming everybody but himself for awful passes, right? You could look it up. It's on YouTube, okay? Like, the kid's personality, yeah, you know what I mean? It's kind of a dig. He's not a nice guy. Not a good guy, it seems like. Now, he might have changed. He might have, he went through Oklahoma, left, went to South Carolina, and now he's an adult. Maybe he's changed. Who knows, okay? But if you take Shedeur, right? Everyone says, "Oh, he's entitled. He's this. He's that. His dad, paid for this and that. His dad was, not the nicest guy either. His ego, yada yada, all this other stuff." What are we talking about? Are you telling me that there's not a spot anywhere for Shedeur Sanders to play? Come on, get over this ridiculous It's weird. It's weird because football fans want to be like, "Oh, it's gridiron, man. It's football. Put on the pads and play and hit each other." Why? Why we trying to, they all get mad when, concussion protocol sometimes. A lot of fans get mad, which is dumb, but whatever. Injuries and all kinds of stuff, right? People get mad about it. It's really, really dumb, okay? But you're telling me that because you don't like the kid's dad or you assume he's entitled, right? What young guy going into the NFL isn't confident? What young guy going into any professional sport, hell, even college ball and college sports, what young man does not go in there who has busted his butt, worked hard, earned his opportunity? What young man isn't going to be confident? What young man is not going to say, yeah, I deserve to be here? Shedeur Sanders was told. Shedeur was told for who knows how long, man, you're definitely going to be one of the top 2 quarterbacks taken, right? And then he went 5th round, okay? And it felt like a setup from whoever, right? Now, a lot of people talk about conspiracy theories and all this other stuff. There's a lot of politicking in professional sports, certainly the NFL, okay? It's one of those things where you can tell when the league doesn't like somebody and they take it out. They do whatever they got to do to get at them, right? Now, I'm not going to throw Colin Kaepernick in this because Colin Kaepernick at first seemed like he was a part of that. And then as it goes on and on, he kind of sabotaged himself. No, he definitely sabotaged himself, right? But look at Cam Newton. Okay? I mean, if you just watch the tape, if you ignore the stuff that he says, if you ignore the clothes, the hair, the bravado, the swag, whatever, the guy was a damn good quarterback. Like, he was really good. He was the size of a friggin', not even a linebacker. He was the size of a defensive lineman playing quarterback. And he was good. He was smart. He took a garbage Carolina Panthers team, took him to the Super Bowl. Okay, didn't win, right? One play defined that man for his entire career after that. One play. He didn't jump on a fumble, right? He's talked about it at Newsom, right? Like, it's just, everyone's talked about it and all this stuff. It's the dumbest argument ever against Cam Newton. Okay? But why do they say that? They don't like his personality. Oh, he talks too much. Like, we're not gonna get into. We're not pulling any cards on this one. No, that's just basically. This is literally football fans just being stupid. It is what it is, right? Do not do this to a young man like Shedeur Sanders. Let him play. Let him get his time in. Let him do what he's got to do. All right? And if he can't play, he can't play. But give him a chance to prove it. The Browns tried to throw him in there that one game. Trying to, when he started, was it the preseason game 1? Okay, it was clearly a setup to make him look terrible, and he shined. Right? Now, is he perfect? No. Is he ready to start? No rookie is. I'm expecting Cam Ward to look terrible for a while. 100%. He'll have a couple flashes here and there, but he's gonna look like garbage. Caleb Williams didn't look good last year at all. He's not going to look good this year either. Now, that's going to be a couple of different reasons, but a lot of it's going to be he's still young. He's still growing and learning and everything. Bryce Young looked awful his first year. Hell, his second year, did he get benched his second year? Like, just bad. So, this is just me telling football fans, asking y'all, just relax. Let them prove it. Okay? Stop looking at the Instagram stuff. Stop looking at the YouTube stuff. Just watch the game on the field. Now, is Shedeur going to start? No, not anytime soon. Right? They put him third or fourth or whatever it is on the depth chart, and I really hope he gets traded and goes somewhere else because the Browns didn't want him. They've said as much. You know what I mean? Now, why I keep harping on this? Because he's just silly and ridiculous, and days away from the first game of the season. I know what's coming. What they're gonna say about Kyler? The first interception that man throws is gonna be a bunch of garbage out on here. Right now, if he throws a stupid pass, he deserves it. Great, right? But it just seems like people just grab one or two mistakes and then go off and run with it. It's just crazy. But it is what it is. All right, that's gonna do it for tonight, man. Actually, you know what? One more thing. Massive shout out to Jaguars defensive end Josh Hines, 7-year-old. Josh Hines Allen, 7-year-old, to Wesley. Rang the bell today after beating cancer. He was diagnosed with acute Jesus, I actually asked somebody how to say this and I can't do it. He had leukemia. He was diagnosed with this year and is now in complete remission after 7 months of treatment. That's amazing. In a world where it's constantly terrible news, bad news, ugly news, we get something nice. I like it. All right, so congratulations to Wesley. Congratulations to Josh. Keep it up. Stay healthy. Do your thing. That's going to do it for this episode of Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Law. Don't forget to hit that sub, hit that bell, hit that like, leave a comment. I will see you all tomorrow for more Cardinals football talk.